Hey guys, it's Jerry, and welcome to another Zomo Lomo video. Today I'm going to take a look at K7 Ultimate Security. This is one that I haven't really heard of, um, but it's apparently a pretty good program. They claim to have 10 million customers worldwide, and as you can see from their website, the uh, the protection is not cheap. It's $59 or $60 for one PC and 70 for three PCs. It's ultimate security. You got a bunch of different, it's typical, but they have a virus protection, they have data theft protection, safety, backup, restore, um, and they also probably have optimization tools included to keep your PC running fast and smart. So here's their website. They tell you all about the benefits and how they protect their their ultimate version, what's included in that package. You have antivirus, any spyware. You have spyware and adware protection, firewall, privacy protection, rootkit scanning, which is good, scanning for tracking cookies. They have malware trace remover, protection from phishing attacks, detect, detect internet DNS hijacking, heartbeat updater, that's interesting. Um, their Windows 7 compliance, support for gaming mode, syncing of Windows mobile devices, firewall learning mode, heuristics, scanning and user interface, fresh new interface, password protection, enhanced self-protection, link to support from the product, which this is kind of getting more and more the norm with newer security programs that they have a link to support right from the interface, which is pretty good. They also have offline activation. So they kind of get into all the details here of all the different features of the program and how it protects you. So K7 Ultimate Security, let's go ahead and take a look. I mean, from what we see here, it's not cheap, so it should be pretty good. So here's the installer. The installer itself, I think, was about 70 megs. It wasn't that big. So I'll go ahead and install it. Unless there's anything out of the ordinary, I'll pause this so I don't bore you with the whole installation process. Um, so why don't I pause it, come back, and we'll take it from there. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. As you saw this little pop-up when I was pausing the video, you get this little pop-up that says that since I have Malwarebytes and Super spyware installed, it won't continue with the protection until I uninstall these programs because of conflicting products. Well, no, they wouldn't be conflicting because these are on-demand scanners. They're not, they're not antivirus programs. So if I was a consumer and I was giving this a try, and they gave me this pop-up that said I had to remove my on-demand scanners, I wouldn't even proceed. I would exit out of it and try something else because it's not right that they force you to uninstall on-demand scanners just to install their products. Unless there's something that it really does conflict and it doesn't work correctly, which I highly doubt, then that's one thing. But don't force a consumer to uninstall other on-demand scanners just because just to continue with even installing your product. That's not something that I like. And again, just because of that, I wouldn't install the product. But since this is a test, I will remove them and install this, and I'll be back with the results once that happens. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. As you can see, I just installed K7 Ultimate Security, and it's now proactively and comprehensively protecting my computer from all forms of security threats. And they wish me happy computing with complete peace of mind. Oh, that's nice. All right, so it's installed. Hold on one second. I'm not sure if it's going to ask me to start my PC, to restart anything. So let me get the interface up. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. It's the next day. Actually got really busy yesterday and I couldn't get back to the video, but it's the next day and now I'm back. As you can see, I installed K7 Ultimate Security, so this is the interface. I don't know if I'm crazy about the looks of the interface, the colors and stuff. To me, it's a little bit much. I mean, it is simplified. It's just the colors that they use. It's almost like rogue-ish. I mean, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't look very professional. But the way it's laid out is pretty good. You have your antivirus protection with real-time file scanning, email scanning, behavioral monitor. It's probably the heuristics component. You have your exploit protection, advanced system monitor is enabled, and site filter is enabled. So from here, you can configure or disable any one of these components. So that's under antivirus protection. Then you have your firewall protection, which is the application itself, the filtering, the rule filtering, and the intrusion detection is all enabled. And again, you can configure it or disable it right from here. Privacy and phishing protection, identity information protection is enabled. Phishing site filter is enabled. You have your anti-spam for email, that's enabled. You can back up your system from here and configure it. And of course, parental control, where you can configure it or disable it if you don't have kids. So that's under the Security Center. Then you have your Tasks tab. You can scan for viruses and spyware. So you can do a quick scan from here, a complete scan. You can scan a specific folder, file, and scan for hidden rootkits in my computer. Don't know how effective this is. It's great that they have a rootkit scanner. That's definitely a plus there. You have your update from here, so you can check for recent updates if you click on this link. Your backup is here. You can create a backup to your files and restore files already that you had already backed up. You have your admin tools, and you can look at your quarantine files and manage them. You can look at system monitor events and manage those, and you can view all security history. I like the fact that when you hover over a link, it gives you an explanation down here of what you're hovering over and what you're potentially going into. So that's a pretty good added feature there. This is your vulnerability section for health scan. You can scan your computer for vulnerabilities and patches, sort of like a Secunia component. You can scan a computer for abnormal changes and for tracking cookies. You can schedule a task to run automatically, virus scan tasks, create and manage them. You can load default settings. You can save existing settings. So if you configure it a certain way, you can save those settings. You can restore it to factory settings or load those default settings. Under your settings tab, you can configure your anti-malware protection. So you have real-time protection, email scanning, Messenger and Office plugins, system monitor, on-demand scanner, control external devices. This is where you can control how USB sticks and other devices that you plug in are scanned, advanced protection, and your general options. This is where you can manage your parental control settings, your anti-spam, firewall. I usually hardly ever mess around with firewall settings. But if you do want to configure different firewall settings, that are all right here. Your backup settings, your identity information protection settings, and you can configure your update manager, and you can set a password to configure the product. So if you set a password, the only person that can make changes is the person that has the actual password. You have your different tools. This is where you can utilize the tune-up component within K7 Ultimate Security. You can clean up your history, your Internet Explorer history. You can do a secure delete, so you can erase data that's on your computer. You can optimize the disk by doing sort of a defrag optimization. You can clean out your temp folders. You can do a USB vaccination, your activity history eraser, your internet temp cleaner as opposed to Windows temp cleaner, and they also have a virtual keyboard, similar to like a Kaspersky or other well-known internet security programs. And it's good if you're banking or you want to enter personal information. You can use the virtual keyboard, so if in case you have a logger on your system, hackers cannot trace what you've typed in. Okay, so that's good that they have a virtual keyboard. And then you have, as I mentioned before, a lot of these newer products have a support section, so you can kind of get support and look at their help section, and if you need assistance with something, you can get support right from the interface here, from their K7 Ultimate Security application. So, I guess in a nutshell, this is K7 Ultimate Security. Again, if we go back to settings, real-time protection, we'll just see what that looks like real quick. So this is your configure screen. You can scan all files, automatic identification, specific extensions. You can detect spyware and adware and scan files on network. You can clean or remove the infected files or deny access. So that's that. And then under email, you have some email options to scan incoming and outgoing emails depending on what you want to do. A lot of times I do leave the settings at default. These companies tend to set their antivirus programs for optimal performance. However, if you're a little, if you want a higher setting as far as how deep you want your security software to scan your system, that's when you would want to go in and change the settings to do deep scans and stuff like that, which takes longer, but it does go through your whole system, and it really gets deep into the file and folder structure in your computer, and does a pretty good job at scanning for any hidden infections that are deep within your system. So those are your email settings, your add-ons. You can enable script protection, and if you do enable it, what action to take when a virus is found. And you have all other settings for your add-ons and plugins. Here's where you can, like I said before, change the level of protection. They always set it to a medium level. You can change it to high if you want. And then some more options here to automatically allow all files that are digitally signed and automatically allow all files that the system monitor recognizes. Obviously, you want to keep those checked because you know that they're safe. For a scanner, again, they set it for all files to scan automatically, detect encrypted archives, and the specific areas to scan. You can scan memory, boot sectors, partition tables, scan for critical system settings, tracking cookies, unwanted registry entries, unwanted files. I mean, I would think that you'd want to check memory and check for potential registry and unwanted files. That's just me. Um, that's again, that's why I like to go through the settings just to make sure that everything's set the way I like it. Here's your device. You can configure USB, CD, DVD, and floppy drives. You can enable the device on the computer, and you have different settings here for that specific device. There was a section called Carnivore. Okay, protects your computer from viruses, Trojan, etc. Entering your computer using web browser and ActiveX. So let's see. Exploit protection, enable document exploit protection includes Word, PDF, and is a HIPS component, blocks program trying to infect your computer. So that's their carnivore area. And your general settings. When a virus, let's see, warn when virus database expires, create a backup, in quarantine before cleaning. That's really important. You want to make sure that that's checked off. Delete files from quarantine after 7 days. I mean, I think that's long enough to keep something in quarantine and to make sure that you don't actually need to disinfect that file or replace that file in your system if it's a critical file. And then other general settings, quarantine the archiver. You have log options here as well. So lots of different settings within Key 7. I just hit apply. Oh, okay, so you got to close it. All right, so everything is updated here under tools. I just want to see what their tune-up looks like. We'll open that up real quick. So this is their tune-up, and we're starting the computer tune-up. So we'll see, probably like a one-click optimization thing. Let's see, tune-up completed successfully. You need to restart your computer for the tune-up settings to take effect. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to show you? Well, let me see. See what their temporary cleaner, file cleaner looks like. As you can see here, it's deleting a bunch of temporary files. Now, would I trust a one of these optimization, tune-up optimization programs within a internet security program? Nah, it depends. K7 I'm not really too familiar with. I can't really say for sure, but I would tend to stick with more, your well-known advanced system care and tune-up utilities and Logic's boost speed. I would stick with those guys. But it's there, and if you don't have other well-known or dedicated optimization programs, then should you use these? Sure, why not? Just make sure that they're not doing that deep of a scan that they might accidentally delete files that you need when you're doing a cleanup of your files and folders. So you want to kind of be careful with that. This is secure delete. You want to be very careful with this, that it doesn't delete something it's not supposed to. I actually would not use this at all on my systems, but it's up to you. So it's still deleting. I'm going to pause this for a second, and what I want to do is I want to restart the computer to see if it does any kind of optimization as it's restarting, or it does something else. I didn't see it doing anything except giving me that this kind of pop-up to restart. So I'm going to restart it, and I'm going to see what it looks like. So it removed 316 files. Temporary files were removed successfully. So I'll go ahead and restart, and once that happens, I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like if there's anything else that happens to optimize the computer. So I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. As you can see, it's the system is restarting. So I'm trying to reposition this puppy. Come on, resize. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, when I restarted, nothing else really happened. All I was waiting for was for the screen to resize on my virtual machine here, which finally it did. But in any case, nothing else really happened. I'm not sure what kind of optimization happened, which is kind of weird to me because you would think that if you're going to include optimization software in your internet security program, it needs to be something that kind of tells you what it's about to optimize or what it optimized, something. But yeah, there was nothing. All it said was successfully optimized, restart your computer, and I have no idea what it did. So that's kind of weird. Uh, the other thing I wanted to show you was the processes that are running for K7. As you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight running. It's about, from what I can see here, roughly 50 megs. I've seen it when I first installed it as much as 170 megs. I'm not sure if it was running something in the background, maybe an update, maybe still configuring something, but it was pretty heavy. It was about 170 megs. Right now it's pretty much idle, and it's running at about 49, 50 megs or so. It's not exactly light. I mean, I know other internet security programs are lighter. There's some that are heavier, like your Kaspersky and so on. So, I mean, as far as K7 is concerned, so far, first impressions, I do not like the fact that they force you to uninstall other on-demand scanners. That's not right. Although what's funny is Hitman Pro is still on here, and it didn't make me uninstall that. It made me uninstall Malwarebytes and Super Any Spyware, but not Hitman Pro, which is kind of weird. Their interface itself is kind of rogue-ish looking with all the bright, kind of ugly colors. Although, like I said, the layout is kind of easy to follow. That aspect of it is good. And here's their icon here. And if you right-click, you can open the interface. You can run a quick scan. You can run selective scan to select a file or folder. You can run an update right from here. You can run a backup from here. You can disable K7 altogether if you're trying to do something where you would need to disable your antivirus protection. You can halt network traffic. You can enable gaming mode, which is pretty standard now on these internet security programs. You can get support on the web. There's a help section here as well. And there's an about to show you what version that you're running and everything else. So that's the overview that I have for you guys. The next video that I'll put up is a prevention test. Typically, I will post both videos at once. I'll do back-to-back overview and prevention videos. This time around, I'm not going to have a chance to do the prevention video. I may not get a chance to do it today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. So you'll see this overview on the channel, but the prevention will be very soon to follow. So just be patient, and uh, that will be up and viewable, like I said, within the next day or two. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, any comments, you can leave it on my channel. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.